So friends, Donald Trump's attorneys thought that including a Dr. Seuss reference in an official court filing in a case involving Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the results of a presidential election would be appropriate, cute even. It's not. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, in the event you thought that Donald Trump's criminal defense attorneys couldn't get any more inappropriate, outrageous, absurd, hang on. Here is some new reporting from NBC News. Headline, "You're a mean one, Mr. Smith. Trump's attorneys call special counsel the Grinch in court filing." No, friends, you can't make that up. That article begins, "Former President Donald Trump has repeatedly called special counsel Jack Smith deranged and a thug. Now, his attorneys are comparing him to the Grinch." Trump's lawyers made the comparison in a court filing Wednesday, urging the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit to rule against Smith's request for an expedited appeal on whether Trump can claim presidential immunity in a criminal case accusing him of illegally trying to stay in power after the 2020 election loss. Prosecutors filed their response to Trump's legal arguments Wednesday and suggested Trump's attorneys had their math wrong, saying their filing would be due December 23rd, not December 26th. Quote, "In any event, the public's need for a speedy resolution of these important legal issues takes precedence over personal scheduling issues," prosecutors wrote. They, that is Jack Smith's team, did not mention Trump's holiday jab. But before we turn to the Grinch passage, here's some of the other things Trump's lawyers put in this new court filing. They complain that the prosecution waited over 2 years to bring this lawless case. Well, first of all, there's nothing lawless about the case. A grand jury in Washington, D.C. indicted Donald Trump on 4 felony counts for, in substance, trying to override the expressed will of the American voters, to try to stop the peaceful transfer of presidential power, to try to deny Joe Biden his rightful election win, to try to steal a second term, to try to unconstitutionally remain in office, retain the power of the presidency. No, it's not a lawless case. But yes, it did take the prosecutors some time to investigate it thoroughly, professionally, exhaustively. During that time, you know what they had to do? They had to work through the often obstructionist efforts of some of Donald Trump's associates, his co-conspirators, his lackeys, his flunkies, his lapdogs. Many of them refused to comply with subpoenas, so those issues had to be litigated. Indeed, even Mike Pence, the vice president, tried to avoid having to testify before a federal grand jury about the crimes of Donald Trump, and he lost that litigation. So yes, it did take some time to professionally, thoroughly, exhaustively investigate the crimes of Donald Trump before the grand jury was ready to vote out 4 felony counts. So nothing lawless about that. The brief continues. The president can't be criminally prosecuted for his official acts. Yeah, but here's the thing. It is not an official act of a U.S. president to try to overturn the results of a presidential election or cling to power criminally, unconstitutionally. Not an official act. well beyond the scope of the duties of a president. Moving on to the next absurdity. The prosecution's sole contention of urgency is its desire to maintain the unconstitutional trial date of March 4, 2024. So apparently Donald Trump's lawyers think that by gratuitously dropping the word unconstitutional into a sentence, it somehow makes it so. That sentence is nonsensical blather. There's nothing unconstitutional about a March 4, 2024 trial date. Finally, let's turn to the real humdinger. That's an old-timey term, right? Humdinger. Let's turn to the real humdinger in this Donald Trump court filing. This proposed schedule would require attorneys and support staff to work round the clock through the holidays, inevitably disrupting family and travel plans. It is as if the special counsel growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, "I must find some way to keep Christmas from coming. But how?" No, Jack Smith is not trying to stop Christmas from coming. Jack Smith is trying to hold Donald Trump accountable for the most egregious democracy-busting crimes by a president in our nation's history. Because even during the holiday season, justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.